Might and magic are mine to command.
Welcome to the channel, guys. I'm War Master Moloch, and this is a campaign start guide to old Golden Balls himself, Balthasar Gelt of the Golden Order and the Empire. Now, Gelt's campaign is not particularly difficult, but there are a lot of variables involved in this, especially because you have to make a big decision pretty early on if you follow the right path when you're taking on this campaign. So what I've decided to emphasize in this guide is how to return to the Empire, because I think that's what most players will want to do with Gelt, is head back to Reichland and start helping Karl Franz defend the Empire against the vampires, against goblins, against Festus, against Norska, and all that other shit that's in the area. So I'm going to show you how to go through this early stage of the campaign and get your return to the Empire teleportation really quickly with a lot of money in the bank and a couple of really strong armies ready to go and help you defend and resettle in the Empire in a strong position. Frankly, the strongest position of pretty much any Empire faction in the game, because Gelt, if you know how to start this campaign out, when he arrives back in the Empire, he's a wrecking machine. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, the core of how to get that Imperial relocation is to take out this faction here, the Burning Wind Nomads. They run all the way round to Bamboo Crossing here. So they've got 5 settlements that you need to take out. And obviously you have to take out all of their armies as well. I'm going to min-max this a fair bit so that we squeeze out as much cash as we can. So I will show you how to do that, how to recruit the best army you can in order to achieve it, and then take that into the Empire with you with plenty of lovely spellcasters as well. We're obviously going to be making a lot of judicious use of the colleges of magic. The early stages here are basically auto resolves, but yeah, let's get to it and let's get our Imperial teleportation in place via our good friend Zhao Ming here. So we'll start out with our technology research. Just go for trained marksman. So you go through mass-produced small ammunition and trained marksman. Embed your captain into Gelt's army. And then just attack this army here. You can auto-resolve this. You can auto-resolve like the first 3 battles in this campaign. Take the money. And then come over and hit Temple of Elemental Winds. And we're just going to occupy it. We don't want public order problems here, okay? Because we want to be moving fast. So we're just going to occupy, get rid of this, and we'll get our first Zhao Ming dilemma. Now, because we're going for the Empire transfer, agree to help is worthless to us. It's not worthless. You get local recruitment capacity, but it's not great. Certainly not compared to getting 5,000 gold or getting the Temple of Elemental Winds instantly upgraded to tier 2. Now, I mentioned getting more money to start this campaign out, so treasury plus 5,000 might seem tempting to you. I personally, though, recommend demand supplies, because that enables you to get to handgunners before you get across to the Empire, so you can come in with a stronger army. Now, the handgunners aren't essential to beating the Cathayans as you're going through this part of the campaign, but it's really bloody useful when you arrive back in the Empire, because you're liable to wind up fighting Festus, or Vlad von Karstein, or Heinrich Kemmler, or bloody all of them. So you want that extra armor piercing. So we are going to go for demand supplies, get Temple of Elemental Winds built up to tier 2. We're going to build this trade building here, the Woodman's Hut, and we're going to go for the handgunners building shooting range, okay?
Let us begin.
Balthasar Gelt, we're going to go Searing Doom and Gehenna's Golden Hounds. And we're going to go for training for our captain. Now, why do I go for Gehenna's Golden Hounds? Everyone loves Searing Doom. On legendary difficulty, the AI dodges Searing Doom very easily unless you've got them pinned down, but they don't dodge Gehenna's Golden Hounds. So it has more overall utility, certainly at these stages. So I actually max out Gehenna's Golden Hounds before I max out Searing Doom. Matter of personal preference, do what works for you. That's what works for me. Now we're going to go to the Colleges of Magic and get ourselves another couple of spellcasters. I like fire, so we're going to go for a fire mage. We'll go Fireball the Burning Head. embed him, because then he'll get some experience from Gelt and the army, as well as the captain, because we went for training on the captain. Get that extra experience for everyone. And I'm going to go for a life mage, because obviously regeneration is very useful too. And for that we'll go Awakening of the Wood and Earthblood. And again, embed them in Gelt's army. So all this is looking fine. So now what we need to do is we need to go into our diplomacy, quick deal, trade with Zhao Ming. I'm not going to haggle to try and get the best out of that 0.2 there. We'll just take the 157 gold. Yep, and that will do for now. And we will recruit ourselves 2 units of archers, and that is the end of turn 1, guys. Okay, turn 2. The captain has got himself a skill point. We'll put that into Blade Master, and we will move Gelt's army to here, right on the border, so we can still recruit. And we'll get ourselves 2 units of Pistoliers, because we can get those now. And we'll start upgrading to the Firearms Academy here. Don't bother upgrading this one. It doesn't really do us much benefit there. Now let's have a quick look, because the Jade Court might be willing to trade with us soon. They normally do. Yeah, that's a freebie. 30 gold, whatever. It gets us some trade, and that improves our financial situation. Now, because this is quite an easy turn, because that's literally this whole turn right there, I'm going to explain to you what's going to be coming up after I've secured the transfer back to the Empire. Basically, this campaign has a lot of variables in terms of what's going on in the Empire when you return there. Sometimes I found Vlad von Karstein right up near Reichland, or I found that the Black Pit Goblins and Festus have completely wrecked Middenland, or I found Heinrich Kemmler is dominating Marienburg. So there can be a lot of variables there. So instead of taking you through like this one campaign and showing you what I do in it at that stage, I'm just going to tell you what your options are for getting off to the good start, and use what I can see on the map when we arrive there as the example. So yeah, that is the end of turn 2. Okay, turn 3. Gelt is going to attack Village of the Tiger Men. It's an auto resolve, so don't worry about getting involved in any boring battles here. Just occupy a game, because the money there, even though it's kind of becoming worthwhile, it's not really worth the effort. We don't want to be slowed down by having to deal with any rebellions or bullshit like that. Let's just move on. Now, in this instance, we've got a barracks in here. That's useful for later on before we make the transfer, because there's a little trick that I pull later on. If this is open, then put the tradable resource building there, something like herbs or something like that. Put that in. If there's a money building in there, which happens sometimes, just leave that in place and then demolish it later on when we get to the tricky parts, okay? So we're going to go Gehenna's Golden Hounds for Balthasar Gelt. We're going to recruit a couple of units of archers, and we're going to get ourselves a Master Engineer General, because I want another general. It's tough or extra padding. I'm going to go extra padding, so just have him there. Move him there a little bit just to improve his movement range here. And now we want a Deathcaster, just for a bit of variety here. So we've got a bit of everything. Double Spirit Leech for the points, and put him into the army so he can get that experience. That's the end of turn 3, guys. Turn 4. Balthasar Gelt's going to move to here.
Very well, I'll move.
And he's going to recruit 2 units of handgunners. This general is going to move up right behind him. And we're going to recruit for ourselves a Witch Hunter, because we have one available. Strategist is the best one to go for there. And again, maximize your movement range by just dragging that guy down a little bit. Go for Kindle Flame for the Bright Wizard, and for the Jade Wizard, go for Life Bloom. And don't bother building this building up. It's fine as is. And yeah, that is the end of turn 4. Okay, we're into turn 5. Got another point for our captain, so let's just go for full plate armor there. Now, the other general I want to have take all of the melee out of Gelt's army, including the Empire Knights. That's a touch and go with the Empire Knights, but I'm going to go for that. The reason is that we're going to be moving in force march towards Fu Hung.
I go where the winds howl.
Like that. You don't have to worry about there being an army down here. And we're going to move this witch hunter down here. We're going to move the other general right to the edge here. And we're going to recruit 2 units of handgunners with him. And that, guys, is the end of turn 5. Moving very fast. Okay, turn 6.
I am the Supreme Patriarch.
And it's time to attack Fu Hung. Your finances can be in better positions than this sometimes. I have had them in better positions before. Don't worry about it. So we're besieging Fu Hung. We're going to get money soon anyway. And now I am going to move this guy in forced march to here. Now, he's not going to be able to help out in this battle. That doesn't matter. That's not why I'm forced marching him. It's because I want him in position sooner, so in the next turn he can be positioned about here. Now, the Witch Hunter probably has enough movement range that I can put him into Balthasar Gelt's army and get him a bit of extra experience. However, it's not really worth it here, because here's the thing. I like to sack Fu Hung after I've taken it, and then after I've beaten the garrison. Sack it, and then I like to take it immediately afterwards. Now, if the Witch Hunter doesn't quite have enough movement range, then that can mean that I can't do that. So I'm going to leave him out, because it's not worth messing around with something like that just for the sake of 1 extra point on a Witch Hunter at this stage. So he's just going to stand there, and we're going to get to this siege. This siege is very easy. It's a little bit tedious. It's in that really shitty, badly designed Cathay map with the channel with the bridges in it. Yeah, this one, it's fine. It's an easy take. I'll show you how to go about it. Okay, so this siege is pretty simple. You've got the channel here with the stupid bridges that fuck up your casting, and also just mess with your camera angles when you're going through, and it bounces you up over the top of it instead, so you can't get your camera aligned when you're trying to give commands. But it's a simple fight, just a bit tedious. So what I do is I stick the artillery here, archers here, crossbowmen here, and handgunners there. And then I get all of my single entities in a bunch. Pistoliers can go here. They're not hugely important for this fight, but all I'm really looking to do is send the single entities to beat down the gates, move the archers, crossbowmen, and handgunners to here to shoot the enemy down. And if I need to, I'll bring the armies, bring the shooters inside to do more shooting through there, and we'll just wear the garrison down. It's not a very big garrison, so it's an easy job. We just didn't get very much magic, which is a shame. But yeah, just move the single entities to start beating down the gates. Move the archers to about here so that they can start shooting over the walls. Same with the crossbowmen. Bring the handgunners to here. I say bring the pistoliers to here as well. But yeah, we're just looking for good magic opportunities here as well. Once we actually have enough magic to make it worth casting. There we go, the Hellstorm rocket batteries basically just yeeted that unit of peasant archers. And let's go for a Gehenna's Golden Hounds here, because it looks like they're about to blob up. Yep, that'll do. Just as always, looking for opportunities in which we can hit more than one unit. And we want to tell the our archers, aim for their archers to wipe them out, because the only chance of us taking any damage is from the archers, basically. Then once we've broken down the gate, we will just get inside and occupy this control point. Okay, we're in. Let's just attack this unit here. Very annoying that that unit there is right underneath the bridge, so it won't even let me cast a ground-based spell. It's really, really, really fucking stupid. But because we've got control of the gatehouse, they'll keep coming forward. Let's get these units back together and start aiming for that lot there, these stupid bastard bridges. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start bringing the handgunners in, as well as the archers, and I'll bring the pistoliers to here. And we'll just look to block and cast here. See, oh, I hate this map so fucking much. It's so badly designed. There is no rhyme or reason to this shit. Let's bring Gelt over to there, and we'll have two of them, Gelt and the Deathcaster. Just while we're waiting for everyone to get into position and start shooting. There we go. Have we hit the army losses already? Yes, we have. Okay, so with that done, let's do some healing, because we've got some life magic that we can use to stop the firing now. And yeah, we'll just take the time to do some healing. You don't really need to watch that. But yeah, that's the end of that. Okay, so that is done. We are going to sack it.
Let us begin.
He's got enough movement range for that, so that might give him a little bit of experience. Let's get to there, put the... a second.
My spyglasses of use.
Witch Hunter in there. And we'll occupy there. Did that give him anything? Maybe a little bit. Doesn't matter.
I am the supreme patriarch.
But for Gelt, let's go Searing Doom and Metal Shifting. Actually, no. We're going to go Searing Doom, and we're going to go Hardened Shot to get that extra missile strength for gunners.
Yes.
For the Captain, let's go more training. The Burning Head again for the Bright Wizard. Earthblood again for the Jade Wizard. Life Leeching for the Amethyst Wizard. And yep, that'll do fine. We've got enough capacity now for another wizard, so let's go to the Colleges of Magic, and I'm going to go for a Gold Wizard.
Gold Wizard.
Searing Doom and Gehenna's Golden Hounds.
Prepared.
Now, on this one, this Xiaoming dilemma, we're going to take the money here because we're not that worried about his diplomatic relations. The arcane essays aren't really worth that much to us, really. Secured border obviously means nothing. Take the 5,000. We need some cash anyway. Now embed that wizard in Gelt's army. Recruit 2 units of handgunners.
Imperial Scholar.
And for your commandment here, don't bother repairing any of this, by the way. For your commandment, go for State Troop Levy for reduced recruitment costs from next turn and local recruitment capacity +1, so we can get a few extra handgunners next turn as well. But yeah, that's it for turn 6. And we've got our first province. Okay, so for this turn, Balthasar Gelt is going to leave this settlement and he's going to go into ambush stance here.
On march.
And as you can see, there is an army there at Wai Li village. Sometimes it's around here, but it's always in place, okay? And what we're going to do with this army, normal stance, come to here. And we're going to recruit 3 units of handgunners. And what we're doing here is we're using this army as bait to lure this one over so that they can attack or try to attack this smaller army or at the very least advance towards it, thinking that's all we've got, and then they stumble onto this army. And as you can see, we've got a really high ambush success chance here, 80%. So we're just going to go from there, end the turn. And we'll wait and see if we get the ambush. At the very least, this army should be coming out to fight. Okay, so we didn't get the ambush. Now, most of the time, you will get the ambush here, because it's an 80% chance. However, I'm kind of glad that we didn't here, because at least then I can show you the hard mode version of the fight. So let me get into it, and I'll show you. Okay, so it's a triple choke point fight here, as you can see. Now, their troops will be spread out across here, and the majority of them will come through, normally, through this central choke, so you can do a lot of damage to them there. Now, where we're going to set up is on this slope. So let's just get ourselves over here, and we're going to use all of this as a flank guard. So we'll just get all of this set up. I believe they do have some crowmen. I can't remember what I saw earlier on. But we've got what we need for winning this fight. We'll hide the Pistoliers here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to group Gelt and the Firecaster here so that we can take advantage of them as they come into this area. And then everyone else will just be getting ready to act as our front line, effectively. The heroes, I mean. So just pull these back, set them to moving, and then we'll manually set them up. There we go, and here they come. So let's just get the lads into the trees. Because as you can see, that's a big-ass stack of guys coming through there. And I'd like to go for the Burning Head first, because that will do more damage to them overall. If I time it right, which I kind of didn't there. Yeah, it would have gone a lot better if I'd have timed it right, but hey-ho. Okay, let's just bring these out here, because we don't want these guys flanking us. There we go. These guys will all get shot down now because they've rushed in after our casters. Let's just aim into that. Gelt, I would like you to stick a Burning Head down there, please. Not Burning Head. Whatever the hell it's fucking called. Gehenna's Golden Hounds, that's the one. Okay, so the Pistoliers are routing. They're not best suited to this particular type of fight, but that's okay. We just needed them to act as a distraction for a second there. Now we'll aim the Hellstorms into there. Gelt, stick that on there. Okay, get these to here. Okay, now I want the captain to come out here and try and bog these down, because they are getting into our troops a little bit too much there.
Enact judgment.
Captain, come to there.
Sigma calls.
Right, go for them. Captain, come on in and fight them. And there we go. It's as simple as that. That's the army loss penalty. Now what we can do is use some of our mounted guys to just chase them down. I think it's just the pistoliers and the captain at the moment, but that's okay. We'll try and take out Jade crossbowmen as much as we can. So the real benefit to an auto-resolve there would have been that we would have pretty much wiped their army out, but then we've mostly done that anyway. Like, if it had been an auto-resolve, the whole thing would have been wiped out. But we're pretty close, even though I don't think I fought that particularly well. I'm going to take the money rather than the replenishment. Now, the reason why I'm going to take that, were they in force march or something? Let's have a quick look. That might be them over there. Let's have a look. Wait for the end turn. Come on. They might have vanished off to somewhere else. Yeah, I hate pop-up fucking quest battles. I don't mind them announcing them. I hate that they teleport you across the map to show you where it's happening. It's really irritating. Anyway, that went okay. The reason why I don't worry about going for... Just pause that. Going for... I forgot what I was bloody saying because of that shit. Right, okay.
A brisk pace.
Let's just bring this army over to here.
By my calculation...
We'll use that for reinforcements. Yes, now I remember. The reason why I don't worry too much about casualties at this stage is simply because when you do the transfer back to the Empire, all of your units get replenished anyway, so it's a matter of just keeping the guys alive that you have. Now, I'm going to fight this manually here just for the sake of it, because I want to show you this map, because it's very similar to the other map, but with slight differences, just so that you can see what you might be fighting if you wind up fighting the larger army inside Wai Li village. So I'll just show you the setup for the battle and then we'll go from there. I'm also going to take the opportunity to heal up my heroes. So this is basically the same map as from the previous battle, only taken from the other side. Now, when you're fighting these troops, they once again tend to crowd through the middle. Now, you might be thinking, position yourself here, right in front of these trees, so that you can do the most damage with your Hellstorm rocket batteries, because you don't have this area that you can use as a firing zone anymore. Well, that's actually a bad idea. In the event that you have a larger army to face, it wouldn't be so much here, but if there's more troops, they will spread out more and you'll wind up getting troops coming from all three directions. So in front of you, to your left and to your right. It's just not worth it. Instead, what you want to do is set up here. Because then you've got overlook on that choke point there. They'll have to come from a long way away to get you round here. And here you can react really quickly with your heroes and your shooters. So, let's get these set up. I'm going to almost fight it as though it were a larger army, which obviously it isn't. Gelt and the Firecaster here again. Still absolutely fucked for magic, but there you go. And yeah, that's basically that. We just want to mop these up as quick as possible. And ideally not leave anything from the reinforcing army. Let's... we'll let the Hellstorms get another couple of volleys off. Get as many heals in as we can. I think I've got just the one more left. Ah, didn't even get enough time for that, but all good. Okay, so now you've seen that map, you know how to fight on it. This one we're going to loot and occupy, so we'll take the replenishment. That general survived. Doesn't really matter. This one's going to run back to Bamboo Crossing for sure.
Let us begin. So,
Master Engineer. Invention is my gift.
Okay.
I am ready.
What we're going to do now is we're going to give a couple of Gelt's units over to... We're going to go for the Pistoliers, the option, but give them over to the other general so that Gelt, because he's not in force march, can recruit 2 more units of archers. And then we're going to get us... we're going to build ourselves a barracks building here. And over here, we're going to switch this to Host Vestag so we get more control. So we don't have to worry about a rebellion at Fu Hung at any point before we do what we're planning to do here, which is sell all of these settlements to the Wood Elves before we move out. And I can get us another spellcaster here.
Ready to burn them.
So we're going to get a fire one.
Flame on.
We're going to go Fireball, we're going to go Burning Head. Something else to bear in mind, if you get the auto-resolve, you are likely to get more arcane essays. So that would mean that you would be able to get more wizards before moving out. But we're going to, Gelt, we're not going to go for Route Marcher for Gelt, we're going to go Inspiring Presence, we're going to go Pistol Corps.
I am the supreme
Armor for the Captain. Burning Head and Evasion for the first Fire Wizard. Earth Blood and Evasion for the Jade. Double Soul Blight for the Amethyst. Accusation, Bloody Blade and Scavenge for the Witch Hunter. And let's max out Gehenna's Golden Hounds for the Gold Wizard.
As the Empire demands.
And that is it for the turn, guys. Yeah, that'll do from there.
King alone is a blessing.
Now, as you can see, the whole lot have fled back to Bamboo Crossing, but that's absolutely fine by us. Now, Gelt is going to go into force march. As you can see, we're in attrition right now. That's okay, though. Let's bring this guy to here,
Inspiration beckons.
because we want him to recruit another couple of units of archers, which might seem mad in the situation, but hear me out in a second. At this stage, we are going to demolish this building. We're going to go into our quick deals, because Jiangxi rebels will pay for a non-aggression pact with us, which means absolutely nothing to us long term. And for trade, the Eastern River Lords will give us some money as well. And that stopped us from taking attrition for this turn. It would mean we'd take attrition next turn, but that doesn't particularly matter, because we're going to get the big payoff soon. But yeah, everything is going well here. We're not going to sell anything to the Wood Elves yet, but we are going to next turn. We want to get money from all this stuff for as long as we can. And this one, I suppose it doesn't make a difference which one we go for there. Let's just end turn 9 there. Okay, irritatingly, they've had an army vanish to somewhere. That doesn't normally happen. Let's just get Gelt up here to besiege.
No peace.
Perfect victory, it's saying.
Grand
We will get
inventor.
this into
A brisk
Forced
pace?
march to here.
'Tis the wisest path.
And now what we're going to do, first of all, let's do our research. We're going to go for refined schematics in the artillery, so that will sort out 9 turns. And now we're going to speak to the Wood Elves. So let's go to Spirits of Shanlin, offer them Wai Li village, and ask them to join the war against the Burning Wind Nomads, just because those guys have been a pain and moved out to somewhere where they don't normally. We'll go 1900, see if that's enough. Yeah, we can go 1950 then, I reckon. Fuck's sake. 1940? There we go, 1940. So we only lost out on like 60 extra gold there, because the most you can get for it is 2,000. Now we're going to speak to them about Fu Hung. Again, just take the most we can for it. 1,350. Yeah, that'll do. We'll just go for that. And then finally, we will offer them Village of the Tiger Men. And we'll take the non-aggression pact and the military access, just in case that benefits us in the future. Well, we'll get rid of one of them if it means we can get more money, because it doesn't matter to us that much. Let's get rid of the military access. Yeah, there we go. Non-aggression pact, whatever. Take that. So now they're at war with the Burning Wind Nomads as well. So they can help us get rid of them, because them being here is kind of a pain in the balls. They'll probably attack. Oh, we can also demolish this.
You are without sense.
And we're going to attack
I shall.
Bamboo Crossing, and it's an auto-resolve. We're going to sack it.
Ready. By the
And then we're going to occupy it. And they're going to be forced to attack us over the end turn, because they're not going to be able to reach Fu Hung. So they've got to attack something. Like I say, I've never seen them go across here before. But, you know, weird decision when they're down to 1 settlement. So we will put one into Pistol Corps for Gelt. Hard to hit for the captain. Flamestorm. Magical reserves. Because fuck knows we need those at the moment. Soul Blight. Elusive. And Scavenge. And Searing Doom.
Work to do. Invention.
Inspiring Presence for this guy. Kindle Flame for this one. And while we're here, we might as well get ourselves some more heroes. So let's go for a Death Sorcerer.
Brother of Shaiish.
Double Spirit Leech there. Embed into that army. What am I doing? I always forget you've got to go to the Colleges of Magic for that. Jade Wizard.
Jade Wizard. Our paths.
Awakening of the Wood and Earth Blood. Embed in there.
My inventions serve the Empire.
There we go. And there's no sense doing any recruitment stuff at the moment, because we're just as likely not to get it, because we won't have a settlement soon. So let's just end the turn.
Sagacity personified.
And they should attack us over the end turn. Or besiege us, as it looks like they've done, because that's the AI for you. Don't care about that place at all.
So many ideas.
Get rid of this. There we go. We want that out of that. So we'll attack here. Decisive victory with no losses. And we'll take the money on that. And Zhao Ming will offer us the return of land. So it doesn't matter that we lost our quote-unquote capital there. It doesn't matter at all. So you get all of these benefits of a triumphant homecoming. You get 25,000 treasury. And you get transported back at full health. So none of the other stuff mattered. And here we are. We are back in the Empire. Now, this is the point in which, as I mentioned, the campaign can get very random because it depends on what's been happening with Karl Franz while you've been away. So I'll take you through what your options are here rather than playing through it and showing you, because it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. So something that happens quite a lot is that the Empire gets absolutely smashed here. Now, we've got two Imperial armies that are decent. Like, this is just a backup army, but this is pretty solid. And Karl Franz must be around somewhere, so I think he's probably heading up to deal with the Beastmen. In the event that this situation here is out of control, a good way to get yourself set up straight away is to start attacking the Black Pit Goblins of Karroburg, because they'll normally have taken here if it's going really badly for Karl Franz. And then you just expand through Middenland, and then declare war on Festus, take the Brass Keep, and you're fully set up in this area here. You can just tidy this up and be ready to help Karl Franz if he comes under any other threats. Bear in mind, one of the other threats could be Vlad von Karstein closing in on him fast, so you might need to react to that. But if you've gone the Festus route, you can then go through Drycha and the vampire counts. You can buddy up with Kislev. You can wind up fighting Throt and Azazel and Norskans and yada yada. It's just a classic Northern Empire campaign. The way that I tend to go, though, is I tend to come over here towards Heinrich Kemmler and Marienburg. Now, the reason why I do that is quite often at the start of this, if Heinrich Kemmler has scored a couple of wins against Marienburg forces out in the field, you might be able to confederate that entire province in one go. Do we have much movement range here? Not especially. Let's come on over.
I go where the winds howl.
Because we're just going to head in this direction anyway, so we might as well just get on with it. It is so tedious when it makes you do this. Right. Yeah, the pathing can be so weird in this game. But basically, whether or not you can get Marienburg under control or not, you can go after Heinrich Kemmler, take Blackstone Post as your capital, get rid of him as a threat to the Empire, and get rid of Gron the Paunch as well. Very similar to my How to Win as Karl Franz campaign guide, if you haven't seen that before. And obviously, if you have seen it before, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's pretty simple, and you're going into this in better shape than Karl Franz was in my campaign guide, so you know you can win there. So those are your options, really. You're unlikely to have to go straight into fighting the vampire counts east of Reichland here. You'll normally get a bit of time to do some stuff north of Reichland and then try to fight the vampire counts if they've come here, or you just loop around and seal them in against the World's Edge Mountains and take Sylvania from them. But my personal preference is, in most circumstances, because this is based upon how well Karl Franz has been doing, and in this campaign, he looks like he's doing okay for the most part. Obviously, if he's getting his ass kicked, you might need to help him out sooner. But my preference here would be, come over here. If Marienburg can be confederated, fantastic, but we're going after Heinrich Kemmler. If he's taken Marienburg, kill two birds with one stone, take Marienburg off of him, and then go through all of his territory here in the mountains and Bretonnia, go after Grom the Paunch, and once that's all done, you should be able to then come back up north and start helping Karl Franz out with his problems, because he'll probably be at a stalemate. He doesn't seem to expand a huge amount, at least in the first like 30 or so turns, beyond, say, like this area here, Krudenwald and Hergig. I think they're called. Hergig, definitely. But yeah, those are your options, guys. You're set up. You've got plenty of money. You've got no upkeep for quite a substantial period. That's, yeah, 100% upkeep reduction. Lasts for 10 turns. All these other buffs last for 10 turns. You've got plenty of campaign movement range. You can get a lot of stuff done here. And as I say, my preference is the Southwest. But really, do whatever suits you. Fight the campaign as you find it from this stage forwards, because you've come in with a lot of money and no upkeep. And let's just take a look at our armies as well. Those are pretty bloody stacked. Like, three more units recruited, which is 2 turns worth of recruitment for the Empire, unless you're going for like a quick global as well. That will give you 2 fully sized armies with a ton of magic, heroes. You've got some melee, whether you want that or not, who cares. You've got serious artillery for Gelt, so if you were going to do it, I would say send this one to go and get Marienburg while this one goes and fights Heinrich Kemmler, whichever, or you can just keep them close together. These armies mean that you're pretty close to just being able to expand in 2 different directions at once, because at turn 11 having this much power is insane, especially for an Empire faction. So this is how you get yourself set up back in the Empire, ready to rock and roll. I hope you've enjoyed this campaign video guide and that you found it helpful, guys. In the event that you've enjoyed it or found it helpful, or both, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos in the future, and also check out some of my old ones, maybe my old Karl Franz video, so you can see how he gets on at the start of his campaign. But first and foremost, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you again soon.